Good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kuebel, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. Topping the list, the new year and the weather. And the worst of the snow is behind us for now, but it is still cold, and ice will probably stick around tonight and tomorrow. And that is why a lot of schools have gone ahead and canceled classes for tomorrow as well. On that list, take a look right here. All day long today, we have been sharing the community's grief, frustration, anger, and sadness. But tonight, leaders are pleading for change and they're pledging action. The last time I was here, Eric and Faith Johnson's home was completely leveled and their yard was piled with debris. Well, take a look this year. It looks much different than it did last year. The chief tells me the TBI and local investigators will be back out at this scene on Thursday morning to look into the cause, just because it involves such a large amount of fuel. There are extra safety measures and precautions in place here tonight, and that is evident by these signs that are posted here at the entrance. Take a look at this, a reminder in those big, bold red letters. We met another family who showed up to that shelter, and they just said, hey, we are here to help. Let us know how we can help however we can. Others dropping off food or water, but the shelter says another way you can help is through donation. I did pull this camera for you here because it really shows the overall story on the roads right now. That is, you can see some of this snow here off to the side on the grassy areas. Then you see this white right here on the side of the road. That is actually salt from where they have gone ahead and salted the roads ahead of yesterday's winter weather. This next Big 7 story takes you to the scene of a raging inferno. People escaping a house fire in the 5,000 block of Sims Road this morning. Americans can now get free rapid COVID tests delivered to their homes courtesy of a new government website. But it's likely to take at least a week to get it in the mail, and some are in need of a test right now. Getting a look at the top stories our D.C. Bureau is working on today. The CDC says the number of kids being hospitalized because of Omicron is increasing. There's so much snow, it looks like. I say so much because I'm from Louisiana, so it looks like so much snow to me. The women will race for a maximum of 75 minutes, and here they come again, lap 2. So quick, so fast, and look at them as they just zip by us here on Gay Street. That is lap 2 of many more laps to come.
6 on Your Side reporter Elizabeth Kuebel joins us live now from campus at the very place where Lydia says it all happened. Elizabeth?
Exactly right, Bo. Lydia says she was right here walking back to her dorm near Melrose and Volunteer Boulevard when a typical college football Saturday turned frightening fast.
I just felt the punches, and then the next thing I know, I'm in like some woman's arms. She's like comforting me. I see people get out of their cars like to come run over to me and check on me. It was intense.
UT freshman Lydia Ernst recalls what she can remember of her Saturday evening after she says she was attacked.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You no now I will kill you.
That is the video Lydia was able to record in the moments right before she says she was punched in the face. You can see her boyfriend getting shoved and threatened.
I was yelling at him like, stop, stop, you know, like yelling at him. He turns around. He took a good look at me too and just hits me multiple times, one in the face.
Lydia says it started when she, her boyfriend, and another friend were walking on campus. 3 men were across the street, including the one she says hit her. There was some banter back and forth, though she says she really wasn't paying attention to what was said. Clearly, things escalated and turned violent. Lydia now has bruises and a black eye.
I haven't processed it yet. Like, I don't know how to process it. I think I'm still in shock about it because everyone, you know, like, it's obviously a huge deal. Like, I agree, it's a huge deal. And if I would have seen like another girl get punched, I would have felt it. Like, I would have felt what everyone else is feeling, but like when it's me, I don't know how to react because I'm like, I still can't believe it.
2 days later now, she is hoping she and police can track down the man that did this to her.
This should not be happening. Like, no one should be laying their hands on a woman, or no one should be violent anyways. I'm hoping he'll be brought to justice. I mean, I don't wish anything bad on anyone, but like, I'm hoping he gets like what's fair.
And Lydia also told me this is not ruining the fun of game days for her. She told me she still plans to be back at Neyland this weekend when Tennessee takes on Ole Miss. Bo, it is hard to imagine going through this. Stephen Lemke says the violence was sudden, and he believes it centered around the baby of the female suspect and one of the victims. Lemke survived, but he is now coping with a tough loss.
I don't want to go to sleep because I know it's all going to replay, and it's probably going to replay for the rest of my life, and I don't want to accept it.
Just days after a deadly shooting in McMinn County, survivor Stephen Lemke is haunted by the crime.
They started walking out the door to the truck to leave, and Jasmine turned around and yelled at him and completely just said, "What are you doing? Don't leave no one alive." And so I'm in the back of the camper on a bed and looking out the window kind of, and I seen Curtis just turn around. And then next thing I know, he's stepping back into the camper, pretty much reshooting every victim twice.
Stephen made it out alive, but not untouched. He shows us where a bullet grazed his head.
My head was just pouring blood, and I believe that's the reason why Curtis thought I was dead. And when I hit the ground, to act like I was dead, just praying that I could get out of there to try to call and get help for everybody.
And luckily, he was able to. He says his fiancée, Jessie, was already dead by the time he escaped. She was one of the 4 victims killed.
I wish I could wake up from this nightmare so I could roll over, tell her good morning, give her a kiss, and tell her I love her.
Now he's calling her his guardian angel, remembering her as a loving and caring person, continuing now to fight for justice and peace.
Everything that we have made plans on and dreamed about and everything, I'm going to fulfill them like she is here with me, because she is. In spirit, I'm still going to do it to try to put myself at peace and try to make her happy, to know that I'm trying to fight and keep going.
And Stephen also told me it does bring comfort not having to wonder who or where the suspects are. Curtis Smith and Jasmine Hall were both taken into custody on Saturday night. They face charges of first-degree murder. Lori.
Kickstand is a small nonprofit. It is tucked inside of a church on Broadway, but it is doing big things to get a bike to people who want, or more importantly, need one.
Okay, so slide that forward a bit.
They've got a room full of bikes and tools.
Always make sure the stem is straight.
But this nonprofit also has something you can't buy in a store.
We're geeks, I guess. We just like bikes.
A heart for cycling. It's what powers Kickstand.
Kickstand is a nonprofit community bike shop. Community meaning we're connected to the community and we're a resource for the community.
The shop is 100% volunteer run, on a mission to put and keep bikes on the streets of Knoxville.
So we brought you 2 bikes, but you're also welcome to the bike rack.
Community members and local businesses donate bikes.
Well, they look in pretty darn good shape.
We wanted to make sure somebody could have fun with them.
And Kickstand fixes them up.
So now we're going to look inside the tire again.
Inspecting and repairing.
So we're going to strip off the good parts. The seat's great. It's got some good reflectors on it. Pick off some other parts there that are useful. Those will be put on other bikes.
And using as much as they can if a bike is beyond repair.
All right, let's wheel it out. We partner with Paul and Kickstand to bring bikes to underprivileged kids in our school.
That is at Kickstand's core, giving back. The nonprofit partners with churches and organizations like Volunteer Ministry Center and CARM, which sponsor people who may not have access to other forms of transportation.
It's just really wonderful to see faces light up with joy.
Because here, it's really all about pedaling that passion forward.
We want you to stay on that bike. It's no good if it's sitting in the closet. You've got to be riding it.
Now, the vast majority of Kickstand's bikes are given back through community partners, but you can also buy from the shop. That money helps keep the nonprofit going. It pays for things like rent and supplies. Bo, Summer.